Hi, I'd like to introduce you to a new class of estimating software that we call BuzzBID. It's a single application with all the tools you need for takeoff and estimating. It's built with a maintenance-free enterprise-class database engine that includes built-in plan automation that automatically renames all your pages and links all the details inside your plan set. When it comes to counting, BuzzBID includes computer vision takeoff automation, which is about 5 times faster when counting up walls and ceilings by size and type. In many cases, you can import your existing material and labor items so you're up and running quickly. And we've priced BuzzBID at about what you're currently paying for annual support for competing products. So let's take a look. Okay, let's get started by taking a look at plan automation. I'll start a new project and call it the medical clinic. And click here to add my first set of plans. This takes me out to my desktop where I'll select the plans and BuzzBID processes the drawings ready for renaming. I'll adjust the location for the sheet number and the page title block and click Auto Rename. This renames the pages, organizes them into logical folders for architectural, structural, and MEP. It also page links every detail inside the plan set automatically. All this happens at about 12 pages per second. Here's a list of our pages properly renamed, so I'll accept these into my project. And now you can see them organized into folders. I'll click Apply to finish our setup and go to the Plans tab ready to start our takeoff. Here you can see some of the details that were linked during the loading process. This plan has about 450 details that are now linked. I'll click on one of these pages to go to that page, and here you can see several more active links. So I can click on this exterior wall section and then continue to review details as needed. These are all examples of page level links that were created automatically when loading the plan set. BuzzBID has a second type of link called a linked detail. This is used for measuring and counting quantities inside of details. On this link, I could click Go to page A3.5, or I could click Link Detail to create a linked view. This takes me to page A3.5, and when I move the mouse, it's prompting where is 2 on A3.5. So I'll draw a frame around this detail, and you can see it's properly named the detail, and it knows the scale, so I can measure if needed. Link details do a lot more than just display information. For starters, you can take off quantities inside of a link detail and have the visible takeoff transferred back to the page where the link was called. You can also create assemblies directly from link details. Let's see how that works. Let's use this link detail to create our first takeoff assembly. I'll click Add Assembly, and this opens up a new assembly already named. While we're here, let's make a few adjustments. I want this assembly grouped under exterior walls, and I'll set the height to 24 inches. You can also see a view of the detail here you can refer back to if you want to add material and labor items later. Assemblies include not only labor and material, but also sub, equipment, and other line items as well. You can add items to your assembly one at a time, like this, or you can pull from a library of saved assemblies. I'll click Apply, and you can see the parapet assembly has been added to our takeoff list. Now let's set up our interior partitions before we start our takeoff. You can always add assemblies one at a time, but there is a faster way. I can use the Detail View tool here to create my interior partitions. I'll draw a frame around my first partition, and I'll call it A1, and click Add Assembly. Inside our assembly detail here, I'll make a couple of adjustments. I'd like it grouped under interior walls, and this partition is 14 foot tall. And you can see in the detail over here that this partition covers an A1 through A5 variation. So I'll click Apply, but now I need to add my additional walls. So I'll click Add Assembly 4 more times to add my A2 through A5 partitions like this. I've skipped ahead and set up a few more partitions, some trim, a few ceilings, so now we can take a look at computer vision takeoff automation. Let's start by taking off our A3 partitions. You can always click and drag manually, but computer vision makes counting much faster. There are 3 ways to take off walls in BuzzBID. Here you can single click to take off a wall one at a time, like this. Or if you have a group of walls that are the same type, you can double click to count them all at once, like this. The third way to count walls is by wall symbol. Here I'll select the B3 walls, and BuzzBID counts the partitions on this page with the B3 wall symbol. Another handy feature is the ability to take off inside of a detail. I have an audio check-in lab here, but the architect doesn't give me the wall type information I need to continue my takeoff. That information's inside a detail on another page. So I'm going to link this detail, which takes us over to one on A4.2, and we'll draw a frame around our audio lab. Here inside the detail, you can see it knows the scale, so I can take off the partitions. I'll take off my B3 partitions, and I have a D3 partition here. This works really well, but I don't need my takeoff here inside the detail. I need it back on the floor plan with the rest of my takeoff. So I can send my takeoff back to the floor plan, and you can see the blue dot following me. I'll get close to where it goes and drop it. Then I'll use my arrow keys to make a quick adjustment for position. And there you have it. Okay, I've skipped ahead and completed our partition takeoff, so now it's time to count some doors. BuzzBID has a click once automation tool specifically for counting doors. Here, I'll move the cursor over a door and click Add Assembly. Inside our assembly, I want these grouped under Interior Doors, and I'll set the size to 3090 interior doors. I'll click Apply, and BuzzBID has counted 40 interior doors. We also have an automation tool for counting corner trim. Here I'll click on my 10-foot corner bead assembly I brought in from my library, and I'll click Count Corners, and BuzzBID has counted 82 corners that need trim. Now let's take off some ceilings. I'll go to my reflective ceiling plan, and here I have 3 assemblies I need to count up. I've got some regular 2x2, some Armstrong Superfine 2x2, and my chipboard ceilings. I'll select the regular 2x2, and I can take off my ceilings with 1 click per room, like this. I can also hide takeoff as I count it. This makes it easier to see what's remaining. I'll turn takeoff back on. In addition to clicking 1 room at a time, I can also double click to count all the ceilings at once, like this. If you need to back out light fixtures, it's like this. I'll take off my Superfine 2x2 ceilings here, and I'll take off my chipboard ceilings next. Once again, you can hide counted takeoff to see if I've missed anything. Looks like I missed a few small ceilings here and down here. Takeoff automation makes counting not only faster, but the level of accuracy is spot on. No matter how many times you take off this ceiling, you'll always come up with the exact same quantity. To help you find information faster, we've also included page navigation and text searching. Page navigation works like this. To find pages, you could select them from a list of all your drawings, but this could be slow on large sets of plans. Or you could type part of the page name here to filter the page list to what you're looking for. So I can locate my schedules by typing SCH, and here's my door and finish schedules. or exterior elevations like this. You can also click here to jump from page to page where you counted takeoff quantities. Text searching is another convenient tool that can save you hours of digging through plans looking for specific information. I can click the text tool here to search for something like UNO, unless noted otherwise, and select Find All to search the entire plan set for that term. Now you can see a list of every page where UNO was found. Here you can see I also perform searches for insulation and wood. BuzzBID also includes multiple takeoff windows. You have up to 6 of these with multiple scales for each. One way to access an additional takeoff window is to hover over one of the linked details we created earlier. If I move my cursor out over the preview and click, this opens up the detail in a brand new takeoff window. These have all the tools and features of the main takeoff window. Of course, you can always hide the takeoff tools if you need more viewing real estate. Another unique feature to BuzzBID is true overtime estimating capabilities with overtime production modification. Here on the Crew tab, you can see the labor classes used in this bid so far, along with the hours for each installer. This bid's currently priced based on a 40-hour work week. Let's see the effects if we price this bid based on a 50-hour work week. That would require 2 hours of overtime for Monday through Friday. Keep your eye on the bid total up here and the installer daily wage rates as I make these adjustments. I'll enter 2 hours of overtime for Monday through Friday. And you can see the impact both on the bid price and the installer's daily wage. Now let's go one step further with overtime production modifiers. Let's say the installers are getting tired after 8 hours and we don't expect to get 100% productivity out of them. Here I can lower the production for the last 2 hours of each day to say 65%, and BuzzBID adjusts the bid price to reflect the slower overtime production. Production modifiers allow the estimators to make adjustments for overtime, weekend, and second shift production considerations. There are many more advancements such as duration-based general conditions and advanced audit tracking and filtering. Too many to show in this short video. So when you're ready to move up to the latest technology and cut your workload in half, BuzzBID is here. BuzzBID didn't happen overnight. For the last 5 years, we've had computer vision engineers perfecting takeoff algorithms specifically for Division 789 contractors. While it's not perfect, it's significantly faster and more accurate than manual click and drag takeoff. With BuzzBID, you can set up your bids with your plans correctly renamed and all the details linked in minutes, not hours. You can take off quantities inside of details and transfer that takeoff to any page needed. You have multiple takeoff windows with multiple scales, advanced audit filtering, overtime estimating, duration-based general conditions, the list goes on. It's time to go faster, so check out BuzzBID today.